Right. Let's get started. I feel like you're kind of far away. So if anybody feels comfortable coming a little bit closer, that would be just fine. I won't bite, I promise. This is good. That's fine. Fall Princess Steps Fall 2022 Week 9, and the topic tonight is event preparation. But we're going to talk. And before I start, there's a reminder. This is my light, and some of you may want to sincerely consider bringing your lights next week, because by the time we get out there and then finish up, it's starting to get dark. So just a reminder, this is the Ultra Spire for, I believe, let's see. Yeah. It's $39.95 and you get your Princess Steps deal. It swivels and it's got a on-off and also a motion sensor, so you can go off, on, and it dims, and it's just really super, super lightweight. In addition, we have some Knuckle Lights, and we're going to be ordering more Knuckle Lights too. So feel safe, be safe.
And it's rechargeable.
And it's rechargeable, thanks. And the Knuckle Lights are too. So whether you do the Knuckle Lights or whether you do this type of thing, start bringing your lights. Think about some reflective stuff. It's all about safety. That's my reminder there. Now, before I talk about the nitty-gritty stuff of event preparation, we're going to talk about events. So, my goal tonight is to have some sincere audience participation. So if you feel comfortable, come on up here when you give your answer that I'm going to ask the question of. If you don't feel comfortable, I ask that you stand a little closer, even if you're not in the camera, just so that the people out there can hear and understand what you're saying, and you don't, either that or project your voice confidently. So why do an event in the first place? Okay, so I'm going to ask for 2 or 3 hands of people who have done events. I know you have. Okay. Okay, why, Kendra, why do you do an event? And if you feel comfortable, you can either come in front or...
The main reason I do events is to keep myself motivated. I can get up every morning and I can go do, 3 miles or whatever. But without the motivation, I don't have the extra effort I need to put in the training to stay consistent. I need that extra little motivation to be like, hey, got an event coming up. So that's why I do it.
Okay, kind of like a carrot, because I know you're pretty motivated, but that event sometimes helps, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, somebody over here on the bench who wants to come and tell me who's done an event and wants to talk about it.
Oh.
Come on, Kathy.
Okay, I've done quite a few events, and really, I consider them the reward of all of the work. It's there's such a different energy because a lot of times I do my conditioning by myself, and there's a completely different kind of energy when you're doing it with a whole bunch of people. And so, and yes, it keeps me consistent, it keeps me motivated, it gives me a platform on, a goal platform, but that's bottom line. Good job. Good energy, that's what it's about.
Good energy, okay. Come on in.
For me, it's the accomplishment. The example for me was Boston. I had to qualify for Boston, and then I got to run Boston.
You did Boston.
And that was a huge goal bucket list for me. And Gallagher's helped me do it, number one. But it was the accomplishment of saying, hey, I'm a Boston marathoner. And there's not too many people that can say that. And I didn't get in off of charity. I got in off of qualifying. And that wasn't easy, but it was worth it. It's totally worth it. So accomplishment.
Awesome.
You did an event?
I did one. Obviously, I don't do them all the time, but I did one for the sense of accomplishment and camaraderie. And it was for charity, so it kind of helps the community as well.
Okay. Accomplishment, camaraderie, and it helped the community. So a lot of events these days have some type of a local community benefactor. And that's really an important thing when we give back to the community. And so doing an event is one of the easy ways that you can do that, because your registration fee goes to that benefactor and to that cause. Okay? Anybody else that has done an event want to talk about it?
Here, I got one.
All right. Come on up.
Okay. I really like obviously it's the end game. It's the, am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, it's the end game, but also I'm going to be totally honest, the after parties are really fun. It's really fun to hang out with your friends and drink beer and hang out after just putting your 100% effort into doing a run. That's my thought. Goodbye.
That's awesome. Thank you. You're welcome. Come on up.
So for me, it gives a run journey landscape. So I don't want to just do the same thing forever. It's like we're working towards something right now, so we have a plan to build towards something, and then you ease off and recover, and then we're going to work on something hilly. So we're going to try to work on hills for a while and then recover. And so it gives a landscape to it rather than just being boring.
Yeah. rather than being boilerplate and doing the same kind of thing, it structures training. You have to do some stuff that's a little longer, like LSD, long, slow distance, right? Some hills, especially if your goal event has hills in it, you want to do that. So that's awesome. Thank you. Okay. Was there any more here? Who wants to talk about why you do an event? Why does that inspire you? Why does that motivate you? Okay. And that's part of it. I've done events for so many years, and it still is fun, and there's this accountability. And I'm training right now for a trail half marathon, okay? Don't think for a moment that even though you or myself might be self-motivated and I can go out there and train, don't think for a moment that having that goal out there isn't going to inspire me all the more to be consistent. Because if I'm going to go do an event, don't you want to enjoy it? Right. As opposed to, I'll be okay. I'll just wing it. Okay, how many times have you thought, I'll just sign up for an event and had it prepared? How many people have done an event without quite the proper preparation? Come on, raise them high. I'm seeing a lot of hands raised up. Okay? So, contrast, I'm going to go do an event because, somebody talked me into it, right? Okay? Or it sounded good and you didn't prepare. What did it feel like?
No bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
Not good?
No bueno.
Okay? And what did you feel like after you got done?
Horrible, terrible. never
Horrible,
carried
terrible.
it.
Okay. How did that not inspire you to prepare the next time for the event?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Never again did I go into an event unprepared.
Unprepared, right. So that, in a sense, you go and do an event, and it's like, that was really not fun, but you want to do an event. It's a cool thing because a bunch of your friends are doing it, but you don't want to do it and not be prepared. You don't want to do it and not enjoy it. So that in and of itself is a good reason to do an event. because it will help you be prepared. It will help you stay consistent. Not to mention, how many people have met people that are going and doing events and you want to hang out with them? Because it's so fun. I've seen a lot of your posts. You have a whole new world, a whole new life right now because of the friends that you made, right? And Kathy could tell us, I haven't heard yet about your number 5 3-day, number 5 3-day trip with friends from this clinic, whether they're from this clinic or not. So, and I will reiterate too what I said a few weeks ago about why my preference is an in-person event, but Princess Steps 5K, 10K coming up, it's virtual simply because there wasn't a local 5K, 10K at the timing that we need it to be for the culmination of this clinic. So I'm still pretty adamant about maintaining that tradition of having an event, okay? Even though it's virtual, still encourage you to talk amongst yourselves tonight. Sign up, it's free. Plan on doing it with people. If you can on Saturday morning, plan on wearing something bright. I know some of you are going to do some other event, and that's fine, because the whole idea is do a focus event. You can still register for Princess Steps and use whatever time you would do at your 10K mark or 5K mark or whatever, and submit that time. That's fine. And then if you do that and I see your results, you're still eligible for Ultra's providing shoes again that we're going to raffle. But there's a I gotta see your results, which means you got to register. Okay, so just saying. And there's going to be some other prizes too. So back again to why we started Princess Steps in 1998 in the first place. There was an event called Avon Running Global Women's Circuit. And it was a series of 5Ks and 10Ks, not just in different cities in the United States, but all over the world. And the idea was some of those cities that were hosting that event had a clinic, kind of like what we're doing here, only not this good, to prepare women for that event. That was a huge inspiration for me to do this. And I was only going to do it once, remember? I was only going to do it once until somebody encouraged me to keep doing it for you, for the community. And not fast forward, but 25 years later, I have this beautiful quilt, thank you, Jen. 25 years later, and thousands of women and all of the other people indirectly that have been positively affected by it. So I'm a huge fan of continuing and encouraging you to do the events. Sign up. What are you going to do? We have 3 weeks left after tonight. 3 weeks. What are you going to do?
Sign up.
Sign up. But what are you going to do to stay consistent? It's going to rain tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah. If you didn't look at the forecast, last week at this time, there was no rain in the forecast. Then yesterday morning I looked and it was a 50% chance of rain tomorrow. Last time I looked, it was like 60-something% chance of rain, maybe 80. Who looked at their phone? Who else has seen the rain for the forecast tomorrow? Okay, what's the point here? The point is it's going to rain over the next few months. It's going to get dark and cold and windy. What is going to motivate you to keep going? Your girlfriends, your groups, and events. Sign up for an event. It's a huge motivator to keep you going. You sign up for the event, I pay for the event, I better get in shape. I better be in shape to do the event and enjoy it and have fun. So, and like I said, most of the events these days support something that has to do with the community that you live in. Plus, it's a good way to just connect and have energy. I will say too that in our running industry over the years, John and I have had opportunities to go to conferences. It's kind of like continuing ed for running retailers, okay? And we meet other store owners in those conferences. And there's a huge amount of energy. And one of the unfortunate things that happened is John O'Neill, Colorado Running Company, all of a sudden died just this week, a couple days ago. And there's this amazing, powerful thread of communication going back and forth now in our industry. It's powerful. And it starts with something like what we're doing right here, right now. And what a huge influence we can all have on people through walking and running. And so, in his honor, I just, rest in peace, John O'Neill, and let's keep that spirit going. I know it's a sad thing. I'm kind of fighting back that emotion, but it's real. And because the last time we went to one of those conferences, it's called the Running Event in Austin, Texas, and we had dinner with him. And he was such a witty guy, but so passionate about it. And that's kind of partially the thread that's going back and forth. And how many people were influenced positively by him in events. Not just retailers, but customers and that kind of thing. So you just really, really never know what kind of a positive influence you can have. So no, you don't have to do an event, but this tonight was about events, and so there you go. And thank you to those of you that have participated. Now I'm going to lighten it up just a little bit, because that was a little bit deep. No apologies. So on the website, it has for Princess Steps, virtual Princess Steps, for those of you that are doing it, there are 2 routes, and one's 5K route, one's a 10K route. They're pretty clear instruction-wise, but if anybody has questions about it, don't hesitate to let me know. I'm happy to walk you or run with you through the actual course, and I encourage you to do it between now and then so you're real confident about what that course is. Also, as I have here, to wear bright, because even though it's virtual, this is now, I think, the 6th time we're doing this virtual one, because we did it March, we did it spring and fall of 2020, the big lockdown, and then spring and fall of 2021, and then spring of 22. So this is number 6 for the virtual. And I'm going to not give up hope that at some point we'll be able to shift back to in-person in the right timing for this. But until then, if a lot of you plan on doing it at the same time, I'm going to be out there at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning doing the 5K with Princess Steps shirt on. And like I said, if it's a little bit cool, I'll wear a lightweight long sleeve underneath. So wear your bright, do your high fives and all that kind of stuff. And then also, when you're going to an event, virtual or in person, make sure that you have packed the night before all the important things you're going to need, and options in case the weather changes. So shoes. One of the things also is your favorite gear, your favorite socks, your favorite sports bra. Also, if the weather changes and you're going to hang out and party afterwards, you want to get out of that sweaty bra.
Yes.
You want to get out of that sweaty bra. You want to make sure you have dry clothes. How many times have you gone here and you forgot your bra? Or you forgot the right shoes. Somebody, where's Heather? Yeah, you forgot the bra, you forgot the shoes, you didn't have your right socks. Oh my gosh, that sock has holes. So check your gear the night before and make sure you put some dry stuff in for afterwards, okay? The bib number. Okay, there's not bib numbers unless you make your homemade bib number like you guys did last. That was really cool. What side of your body do you put the bib number on? Front. Front. Don't anybody here make that rookie move and put it on the back. Okay, why do you put it on the front?
So you can see when you're coming.
They can see you're coming. Why else? Photographers! Photographers! You put your bib on the front, and there's a photographer out there that takes your picture, and they post all these pictures. You can find your pictures by your name and or your bib number, okay? Because the photographer isn't going to know your name, but they're going to have your bib number, okay? So that's an important. Also, for the people that are volunteering, we love, love, love volunteers. Sometimes they'll say your name if they can see your bib number. If they can't see your bib number, they can't tie it back to your name and announce, oh, there's Kathy Newstrom coming across. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. So, chip timing. Now, sometimes now there's actually a chip on your bib number. Okay, so if they say don't crinkle it up, then don't crinkle it up. Sometimes you'll still have a chip perhaps on your shoe, and they usually give that chip to you when you go to pick up your packet. And so you get to use a little baby Loctite and figure out how to put that chip on your shoe. And then when you're done, you usually have to give that chip back to them. It just depends on the race. In the old fashioned, there were popsicle sticks, but not that many of them left. Okay. Let's see, what else? Hot and cold weather. Again, make sure you take options for hot and cold weather. Fuel and hydration, depending on how long you're out there. And I'm going to say toilet paper too, because, you go there and there might be where the organization rents a bunch of porta potties, and, you got to go your 7th time, and maybe the one you go in, there's no more toilet paper. So it's not a bad idea to pack that in your bag too. And then, of course, have your strategy of how you're going to do it, and take humor and gratitude. That's really important. Sometimes you have a new RD. RD is race director. And that new RD is doing the best they can, but things don't always go right. How many people have gone and where the race didn't start on time? Or you got lost because the volunteer didn't know what they were doing. That has happened. So you kind of have to, just be thankful that they're out there doing their best, kind of thing. Okay, so now, I've put a lot of extra information in the update in reference to specifically how to go about it, whether you're a 5K walker that you want to do it just to finish, or you want to do it for a goal time. And whether you're a 5K runner, panther, cheetah, and you're doing it, it's your very first time and you want to finish it, versus if you want to do it for a goal time. And also for the Bobcats, whether it's 5K, 10K, that kind of thing. So a lot of that information is in there. I'm happy to take any questions if anybody has anything specific about event preparation. Let's see. Trying to think. Most of the information, like I said, is, I know. I programmed into the event on Run Sign Up that you need to post your results, I believe, by noon on Monday. There were some glitches last time about people that didn't get their results posted. Also, the instructions of how to post your results are on the website. If you have a hard time and can't figure it out, email your results to me and I'll post them for you. But it's not too complicated to post them up there, but do post them by noon on Monday, if not right away when you get done. Also, take a post-race picture. Even if you're at another race, take a picture and post it either to Run Sign Up. Ideally, if you're on the Princess Steps Facebook page, you can post it there. If you're not, you can send it to me and I'll post it for you. Extra credit if you post a picture. Let's see, questions.
2 questions. If we're doing it out of town, can we just go by our watch when we finish, like a 5K? And then if we're doing it with family members and they sign up, do you want their results too? Because are they eligible for prizes, or just?
That's a great question. So I'm going to repeat that just in case. If you're out of town and you're doing it, yes, just use the watch. Please, you got to time yourself. Use that time. And is it a pace distance monitor where you can see that it's a 5K?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it tells you how far you.
Okay, good. Yeah, and if your family members are doing it, yes, they're more than welcome. I would love it for them to register, post their results, but the prizes that we give out on week 12, which is the celebration week, the only people eligible for those prizes are you. So, current participants in this clinic that register and post results, that's who's eligible for the prizes. Yeah, great question. They can still sign up. They can still support you. They can still be motivated and inspired. Yeah, that was a great question. Any other questions?
You have to be present on that Tuesday night to win a prize if your name is picked.
That's a really great question, too.
I just wondered.
I was hoping nobody would ask that question. Do you have to be present? Are you going to be present?
I am, but I'm going to have my daughter, Haley.
Yeah.
She's down at Lane right now, but she's going to run the
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's there or not.
It's always more exciting. I'm going to say no, you don't have to be. But you do have to register and post your results. And if I draw her name, you have to act excited. Okay, if you win, you have to act excited because that's part of it.
And she's
Yeah.
working hard. So.
She's working hard, yeah. Okay. I'm excited for her to do it and to be doing cross country. That's a great question.
I was just wondering if it was more that was fine.
I want everybody to be present
Yes.
and excited.
I'll be.
You got that? I won! Kellen's going to be there too. Kellen's our ultra rep, yeah. Okay, any other awesome questions or mediocre questions?
There's no mediocre questions.
Right. Okay, if you do have any other questions, you know where you can get a hold of me. You can call me, you can visit me, you can email me. I am very sincere, and I think it's worth reiterating. There's only 3 weeks left. Where did the time go, right? So if you haven't already come up with your plan of how you're going to be consistent between the end of this clinic and the beginning of the next clinic, which is the first Tuesday in March, and in which I usually get asked that question, will registration for the next clinic be open or when? And yes, it will be. By the time this clinic ends is usually when I open up registration for the next clinic, especially now that we're not as wishy-washy in terms of the guidelines and all that kind of stuff. So I'll go back to that. So I think we did great. So next week is nutrition, right? Next week is
You could talk about Monday Run Day for consistency until March.
Oh yeah, Monday Run Day. Monday Run Day, thank you. Monday Run Day is open to anybody. Walkers, runners, we have the same 5K route for runners and a 2-mile route for walkers every Monday. Everybody meets here anytime between 6 and 6:15. And then we leave here at 6:15, walk over to the pony by the carousel. And if you, let's see, Teddy and Sue have been coming for several years. And the only thing that changes is the walk route usually goes north instead of south when it gets dark because it's a little more lit over there, right? Mm-hmm. But rain or shine, and it's open to everybody. And afterwards, there's an optional place to go have a beverage and a bite to eat. We usually rotate between Taproot. We had over 30 people here, probably closer to 40 the last couple of Mondays, and then over 20. We had 23 people at Taproot last night. And then we sometimes go to San Ann Brewing, we sometimes go to Sparky's, and we sometimes go to Fork 40. And again, that's totally optional. Thank you. Okay, another way to kind of keep your consistency on a Monday. And it's real casual, it's really, oh, and also we have demos. What's a demo? A demo is where a rep comes, or a tech rep, and brings a fleet of demo shoes that you can actually wear out on the walk or run and see how you like those shoes. And sometimes you're surprised at how comfortable a shoe is that you would maybe not have thought about trying. And sometimes they're awful said shoes. Yeah, so you can get into it. Okay, now we're done. See you next week for nutrition.